All right, we'll get started here. We'll welcome Keith Mitchell into the interview room. At the time of suspension, Keith is 10 under and in a good position on the 11th hole at Pebble Beach. So, Keith, thoughts on how the round was going so far, and looking forward to tomorrow morning resuming at 8 o'clock.
Definitely pleased with how I played today. First couple holes were very benign, and then right when we got on 6th green is when the wind started picking up, and playing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pretty much straight into the wind. 8 was a little off the right, but everything else was pretty much straight into the wind. And we knew going into today that those were going to be the tough holes. That was going to be the hardest stretch potentially all week. And if we could make it through that stretch in a relatively good score, I'd be set up for the weekend. Felt like at even par from 6T to 11T, I was very pleased. Had a couple great up and downs. I was hitting driver 4-iron into 9 short. And that hole normally can be like a wedge because if you can get it down the hill. So it was definitely playing tough. I think I hit 8-iron on 7 from 100 yards. It was getting out there. But then, it turned on 11. We were going to have every hole downwind or just cross all the way up until 17. So it felt like I had some good scoring opportunities coming up. And then, unfortunately, one hole at Monterey Peninsula stopped play for the entire day. Wind looks like it's going to be switched tomorrow. So now we'll be playing 11 through pretty much almost through 18 straight into the wind, if not into off the left, I think it may be. And all the holes, are cut for a south wind. We figured we were going to be done in 3 days. So, the rules officials are smart. They put the holes where they're supposed to be. So there's definitely going to be some tough hole locations with a different wind. So tomorrow's going to be very difficult in the morning. With the rain, the gust up to 20, it's going to be tough. But we got to give it our best. And then when we restart on Pebble, number 1 in the next round, everybody will be back on the, pretty much the same playing field. So I think tomorrow morning is going to be really going to say a lot about this tournament. Whoever comes out strong in that, wherever they are on any of the 3 courses, will really determine the rest of the event.
Questions? Start with Doug.
Going through your mind, having gone through that beautiful stretch through 10, and I don't know what you had into 11, but then here in the horn.
I knew when they blew the horn what it was. I figured we were just going to stop in place for a little bit, maybe go back out. But the forecast, every time you looked at the forecast, it looked like it was going to get windier and windier. If you put some water, like they said, try to put some water on the greens on that one hole, Monterey, number 9. That pin was really tough. It was right up against the slope, so I can see why those balls are moving. You don't want to say if there was a different pin, it might have not happened. But, we figured it might be Pebble. It could have been all the places. And if that's the case, and of course, it just stinks that it was one hole on one golf course that stopped 156 people from playing.
Did any of the players in your group have a problem with the ball oscillating?
Oscillating is different than moving. You're going to keep playing if the ball's oscillating. That's just how you play golf, as long as the ball's not moving. Definitely on 6 and 7, you would wait to mark it just to make sure the ball found its place. I mean, I hit my putt on 6, and I felt like the ball might have oscillated a little bit, while I was marking it and putting it down. But, I mean, that's going to happen today.
And no movement of the ball in your group?
No. I didn't hear anybody's movement except 8 and 9 or maybe just 9 at Monterey.
Ron?
How, aside from the weather part of it, how odd and sort of challenging is it psychologically to stop so early and then come back early tomorrow and, play obviously a lot of holes tomorrow? I mean, how is sort of it kind of disrupts the normal rhythm, I guess, is what I'm asking.
I mean, we've done this so many times, rain delays and start and stops, that you just get used to it. It's definitely different, but everybody's got to do it, so it's not necessarily harder. You just got to, wake up tomorrow and just go through a normal routine and try to rock and roll in the afternoon. So it's really the only bummer. I mean, we've had a great group with Kevin Chappell, Eric Church, and Josh Allen. We've been having a blast, and now knowing that those guys, or Josh, looked like we were in good position to make the cut, and that he's not going to be able to play the last round. I was actually pretty bummed because we've had such a good time. He's kept me loose. We had a lot of fun. Kind of forget where you are sometimes. Helping him read putts or hit shots, he kind of takes you out of your thought process and kind of hits a reset button. So I look at that as a positive that he's in my group and having a good time, and a negative that he's not going to be able to play on Sunday considering he made the cut. I would assume so. I haven't spoken with him, but the guy was out practicing in the rain and the wind this afternoon when everybody was inside, so I can't imagine him not showing up.
He's a quarterback.
The weather's better tomorrow morning than in Buffalo right now, I can promise you that.
In the back?
What do you do to mentally just lock in tonight, tomorrow morning, to prepare for these tough conditions that are going to be in front of you?
Same as every day. And I always get up about 2.5 hours before my tee time, have breakfast, get PT, go to the range, do some putting drills, hit some balls, go to the tee. I'll do that every day for every tournament, for every round, just to get it going. And then I'll probably, after the morning, I think I'm in the latter half of the wave tomorrow, so I'll probably have a couple hours in between, maybe an hour. The hard part is between rounds. The morning's fine. Probably just go have some lunch and just restart. Probably bring an extra pair of socks in case it gets wet in the morning, to be able to change and make sure my rain gear's in the bag.
I'm sure Kirby Smart would be happy to give you highlights of Georgia's win over TCU, just to kind of help you along.
I think I got every play memorized by now.
Other questions? All right, Keith, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck tomorrow.